Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever it is that you decide to practice. So today I'm just going to lead us through a pretty basic vinyasa, a little bit of sun salutations and a couple standing postures, seated postures, and yeah, that's about where we're going to be. So find your way into any sort of posture, seated or standing, and close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Just breathing in through your nose, letting the breath fall out the mouth, kind of like a sighing out breath. Breathe it in, sigh it out. Take 2 more breaths like that. And just take a moment to notice where you're at right now in your body. What things are you noticing or paying attention to? And take one more really deep breath in. Pause at the top of the breath. Sip in just a little bit more and let it all fall out. Try that one more time. Breathe in deep. Hold at the top. Sip in a little more and let it fall out. And just watch as the breath finds its normal, natural rhythm. As you're ready, we'll find our way to hands and knees. And just start some movement with the spine, taking some cat-cow breaths. As you exhale, curl the spine, drop the head. Inhale, drop the heart, bring the gaze forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, look up. And just keep going at your own pace, exhaling and inhaling. And just moving with your own breath. And start to take any other movements with the spine here, just to warm it up. And I get some space into all those kind of tight or tense places through the spine, the back, the hips, maybe even the neck and shoulders. You can go side to side, or you can start to barrel roll. And maybe go the other way. And drop the hips back to the feet. And drop the heart for child's pose. Reach the arms long overhead. And take a deep falling out breath here. Deep inhale through the nose. Let the breath fall out. Coming back to hands and knees, tuck the toes, lift the hips for downward facing dog. And just breathe. See if you can slow down the breath, finding a stable slower, deeper breath. And then walk the feet to the hands, coming into a standing forward fold. Let the head and the neck drop. Maybe even hug yourself in towards your shins or your thighs. And feel free to shake out the head. Start to bring the gaze to the feet and make sure they're parallel. Start to bend the knees deeply and then reach the arms up for an awkward chair or Utkatasana and breathe. On an exhale, come to stand and bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, palms touch. Interlace the fingers and exhale, reach to one side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, reach the heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. And we'll come through that a couple more times. So just getting used to moving with your breath. Bend the knees. Inhale, reach up, Utkatasana. On an exhale, come to stand, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, palms touch. Interlace your fingers, exhale to one side. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, back up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Deep breath in. Let it fall out. Bend the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana, reach up. Exhale, come to stand, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach to one side. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, back up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. One more time, bend the knees. Inhale, reach up, Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, palms touch. Exhale, reach to one side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, back up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, nice and deep. Any of your forward folds, if you need a little support, you can take a block and place your hands on a block, or even pillows or books if you have them at home and don't have any props. You can let the head and the neck hang, or you can kind of keep it in line with the spine if it's too much pressure on the neck, letting it hang. You can also bend your knees here so that you can stay here for a few breaths, but find the posture, find that forward fold that works for your body right now so that you can take a few deep breaths into it. You can even kind of move yourself from side to side, maybe bending one knee and then the other, or even just letting the torso kind of swing back and forth. One more deep breath here. Let the breath fall out. Bring the hands to the floor, so bend the knees if you need to do that. Walk the feet back all the way to a plank. Shoulders over wrists, hips in line with the shoulders. Drop the knees. Exhale, chaturanga or lower. Feel free to stay in that just lowered push-up or lowered plank. Inhale to a backward bend. And exhale, downward dog. And we'll take this a couple more times, so take your time kind of finding the sequence or the modification that works for you. Let's inhale to a plank. Exhale, drop the knees or lower. Inhale, backward bend. And exhale, downward dog. One more time, inhale, plank. Exhale, drop the knees or lower. Inhale, backward bend. Exhale, downward dog. Let's drop the knees, coming to hands and knees, and come into a child's pose. Drop the hips, drop the heart. Let the shoulders relax. Let the shoulders, the head, and the neck drop. And take a couple deep breaths here. Find your way to hands and knees. I'm going to scoot back here a little bit just to be out of the sunshine. I'm going to take that right hand and reach it out to the side, and then inhale, open the heart a little bit more. And exhale, we're going to thread that needle, so that arm is going to come in between the left hand and the left knee, and the shoulder comes to the floor. The head can come down, or it can stay lifted. And maybe your shoulder doesn't come all the way to the floor, and somewhere here is where you're working, and that's okay too. Take one more breath. Inhale, reach that arm out to the side and open one more time. Exhale it down. Now we're going to take that left hand, open it up, reach it up, take a nice big inhale. Exhale, thread the needle on this side. Left shoulder comes down. Inhale, reach it back up. Exhale the hand back down. And just take a couple more cat-cow breaths here. Inhaling, looking up, dropping the heart. Exhale, push into the hands, the knees, round the spine. Let's tuck the toes, lift the hips, coming back into your downward dog. Walk the feet to the hands. Drop the head, drop the neck, drop the shoulders. Deep falling out breath. Let's bend the knees. Inhale, reach up, Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, palms touch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, root the hands, bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, plank, step back. Exhale, drop the knees or chaturanga and lower. Inhale, backward bend. Maybe you take a bigger one this time. And exhale, downward dog. Let's step the right foot to the hands and bring that back heel down. Inhale, reach up to warrior one. Hips are squaring towards the front of the mat. So try to bring that left hip forward as the right hip tucks back. Gently tuck the tailbone a little bit to keep the belly stable, and then just let the arms float up. Try to keep the shoulders soft and just breathe. Feel free to close your eyes and take a moment to feel this posture from the inside rather than being distracted with everything that might be going on around you. Or bring the hands to the hips. You have an option to interlace the fingers behind the back here and straighten that front knee. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, reach it forward. Parsvottanasana. Straight front leg. Option to bring the hands down to the floor, blocks or books even if you have them. Or you can keep the hands at the hips. And breathe. Wherever you are, keep tucking the shoulders a little bit, lengthening the spine. Start to bend the knee. Inhale to warrior one. And exhale the hands to the floor. Inhale, plank, step back. Exhale, drop the knees or chaturanga. Inhale, backward bend. And exhale, downward dog. Take a breath here. Step the left foot forward to the hands. Drop that back heel to the floor, so rotate that back foot down. Inhale, warrior one. Adjust your stance as you need to, if you need to make it shorter or longer. And breathe. Letting the eyes close or taking a soft gaze to the floor. Letting yourself notice what's happening inside the body. Sensation, breath, maybe even thoughts. And just noticing it, letting it be there for what it is. Bring the hands to the hips. Option to interlace the fingers behind the back. Straighten the front leg. Inhale, lift the heart, and exhale, reach it forward. Parsvottanasana. Again, take whatever variation here that works best for you. Hands down to the hips or interlace behind the back. And breathe. See if you can slow down the breath a little bit, deepen the breath. Bend that knee. Inhale, reach the arms up, warrior one. Exhale, the hands to the floor. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, drop the knees or chaturanga. Inhale, backward bend. And exhale, downward dog. Come to hands and knees and drop the hips to the feet, child's pose. Take a deep breath in and let the breath fall out. Find your way back to hands and knees. Come to stand on the knees. So if standing on the knees is, I don't know, not necessarily the most comfortable, you can take a folded up blanket. I have this giant old couch pillow that I use for meditation and all sorts of padding for my knees. But find something to put your knees on if being on your mat or the floor just doesn't work well for you. We're going to bring the hands to the hips and then start to push the hips forward. So first the knees are directly underneath the hips. Start to push the hips forward and then see if you can bring that belly in and up and lift your heart. Shoulders tucked together on the back. Hips keep coming forward, keep lifting that heart. The gaze can come up towards the ceiling, but try not to let the head kind of fall back. I'm going to keep it in line with the spine. Keep breathing. Option to tuck your toes and reach the hands back for the heels. Find your way back up. Tuck your toes if they're not already tucked. And then walk everything together, knees together, feet together, and then come to sit on the heels with the toes tucked. This should be quite a big foot opener right now. Adjust as you need to. If it's too much weight on your feet, maybe you come forward a little bit, taking some of the weight off the feet. But wherever you are, find your way to eyes closed or taking that soft gaze again. And slow down the breath, letting yourself sit with sensation. If it becomes too much, you can always untuck the toes and just sit with quiet breath. Start to find your way forward and untuck the toes here. Coming to the tops of the feet. Bring the hands next to the knees. And just pull the knees up a little bit just so you can stretch the tops of the feet. Maybe you pull them up a lot. It's really up to you. And find your way back to hands and knees. Feel free to keep the padding or take it out. An option to stay here on hands and knees or tuck the toes and come into your downward dog. You're going to step the right foot forward to the hands and drop the back knee for a low lunge. So that padding might come in handy here. Hands can come to blocks or books or anything else. You can even prop yourself on your knee here if you need a little extra support. And find some activity in that back leg. So really push into the top of that back foot. Notice how that changes a lot of the sensation and the effort in that back leg. And feel free to stay here, or you can start to bring the hands up to the knee. Keeping that belly nice and stable, so bring it in and up, lift the heart and soften the shoulders. Take another breath. Release the hands back down if they're not there. And we're going to bring the hips back and straighten that front leg. Feel free to let the hands walk back too. Toes come up. You're going to reach the heart towards the toes. That whole front leg is straight. We're going to take a little movement with breath here, so just coming between those two postures. As you exhale, root that foot back down, bend the knee. Inhale, reach up, option to reach up. Exhale, hands come back down. Kick the hips back. Inhale, reach, heart towards toes. Exhale, bend that knee, root the foot. Inhale, reach that heart forward, option to lift the arms. Exhale, kick it all back. Inhale, heart towards toes. 2 more times. Exhale, root that foot, bend the knee. Inhale, reach that heart forward. Exhale, kick it all back. Inhale, heart towards toes. Exhale, bend the knee, root the foot. Inhale, lift the heart. Again, option to lift the arms. Exhale, bring it back down. And bring that foot back. Option again to downward dog or just hands and knees. Take a couple breaths here. And then step that left foot to the hands and drop the right knee. Again, using the padding if you'd like it. Just take some breaths here, opening that right hip and pushing into the top of that right foot to kind of really engage that back leg. Maybe that changes sensation and effort for you back there, and just notice it. Option to stay here or to bring the hands up to the knee. Trying to bring that lower belly in and up to lift the heart. A little bit of a backward bend here. One more breath. Release the hands to the floor if they're not already there. Kick the hips back. Straighten the front leg, hands can walk back. Bring those toes up, reach the heart forward. And staying focused on your breath as much as you can. If you notice your mind wanders, and just bring it back to the breath. On an exhale, we're going to bend that knee, root the foot. Inhale, reach the heart forward, option to reach the arms up. Exhale, kick it all back. Inhale, reach heart towards toes. Exhale, bend the knee, root the foot. Inhale, reach the heart. Exhale, kick it all back. Inhale. Exhale, root the foot. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, kick it all back. Inhale. One more time. Exhale, root the foot. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, come back down. Bring that left foot back, either hands and knees or downward dog. And remove that padding. And just take a few breaths here. Maybe your hands and knees turns into a child's pose for a few breaths. Maybe your hands and knees turns into a downward dog to make your practice a little bit more active. But let yourself find that place that's going to work for you this morning or afternoon or whatever time of day it is. And breathe. Wherever you are, find your way back out of the posture. We're going to come into your plank. Take a couple breaths here. Feel free to drop the knees if you need to. And lower all the way to the floor, lying on your belly. Your head can rest on either cheek. And take a few breaths here, nice and deep. Reach the hands down alongside the body. So fingers are gonna be facing down towards the feet. Thumbs are gonna face out, so the palms are gonna be nice and flat. Bring the chin to the floor. So coming off of that cheek, you're gonna just bring that chin to the floor. And then bring the heels together and the knees together. Start to squeeze the shoulder blades together and then gently lift the head and the neck up off the floor. Squeeze those shoulders together. Hands stay on the floor. Option to lift the legs. Option to lift the hands. And breathe. Maybe you find your way into one posture and it's a little too much, so you come out of it. Maybe the hands come back down or the legs come back down, or maybe you challenge yourself a little bit and lift the legs and the arms. Take one more breath. And release to the floor. Bring the chin back to the floor. Bring the heels back together. Arms reach down, palms face down. And then start to bring the shoulder blades together and lift that upper body again. Option to lift the legs, the arms. Option to interlace the fingers behind the back this time. One more breath. And release. Deep breath in. Let it fall out. One more deep breath in through the nose. Let it fall out. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders so the palms face down. Come onto hands and knees. And then find your way to a seat. There's an option to use that folded up blanket or a pillow or something to sit on if you need to lift the hips a little bit. For some of us that's helpful because we have really tight lower backs. And then reach the legs forward, legs straight. And start to get nice and tall. Lift up through the crown of the head. Bring the shoulders down. Lift the heart. Toes start pulling back towards the body. Engage the legs. Take a breath. And then start to reach the heart forward. Hands can come to the shins, to knees, the floor, the feet, anywhere that works. And breathe. You're just noticing that, or knowing that each posture is a little different every time you practice it. Sometimes it might be easier, sometimes it might be harder. That's normal. Our bodies are different every day. And just breathe. Once you've found that edge or that place that's already, it's good enough, it's, you can't really go any farther, but if you went any less, you really wouldn't feel it. Once you find that edge, start to release into the posture. So this is going to be a little bit more yin style, a little bit more kind of softer, I guess. So start to just let the feet relax, let the arms relax. You can let the head and the neck hang. You can let the legs or the feet fall in any direction. You can also use the arms for support. So if you still need them on the floor because it's pretty intense, then let the arms be on the floor as you let everything else just kind of drop. And take some nice deep breaths here into whatever sensation you're feeling. Just breathe into it. Take a deep breath in through the nose and let it fall out. Take another, softening as you let that breath fall out. And start to come out of the posture. Take a minute. We're going to walk the feet in and the knees are going to come apart. So the soles of the feet are together and the knees come apart. Kind of like a butterfly. This is Baddha Konasana. And again, we're going to keep that spine nice and straight. So bring that belly in, lift the heart, shoulders come back, and then start to reach the heart forward. The hands can be on the knees or the shins or the feet. And then start to push the knees down. So you might be straight up. You might really be able to reach your way forward. And maybe even the elbows kind of help push those knees down. And breathe. Keep reaching the heart forward. I'm just going to take a couple more breaths in an active posture here, pushing the knees down, reaching the heart forward. And then on your next exhale, start to soften. So you can start to kind of let go a little bit. Let the arms kind of relax, let the head and the neck drop. Again, if you need those hands on the floor for support because it's pretty intense, then let the arms be support for you, for your torso. But with the arms as support, also see if you can soften the shoulders. Maybe the head and the neck can drop. Maybe your whole body drops. Take a deep breath and let it fall out. Take another. Notice where you might be holding some tension or some stress. See if you can use the breath to soften that a little bit. Deep breath in. Let it fall out. And slowly start to find your way up. We're going to make our way into Shavasana, or a resting posture, corpse pose. So if you're sitting on any blankets or anything, you can move them. I'm going to bring the knees together and see if you can find that balance point on your sits bones, so literally the bones that you sit on. We're going to come into Navasana, which is boat pose, and then transition that all the way to the floor. So hands can kind of stay on the knees if you want some support here. Feet start to come up. Keep reaching that heart up. Maybe the legs lift a little bit. Maybe the arms release. Maybe you're still working on that balance and you really need to have those heels kind of helping you out, and that's okay. And we're going to start to get long here. So even if you're just walking those feet out, you can do that. Or you can start to extend. We're going to make our way all the way to the floor. So however you do that, but see if you can do it slowly. All the way down. Once you finally make your way down, reach the arms overhead. Take a nice big breath and let it fall out. Take any support that you might need. So if you have some pillows and you want them underneath the knees, you can take that. Something like that. Maybe it's a little chilly and you want an extra layer or a blanket. Just take what you need to be able to drop and rest. Release all of the movement. Release all of that breath. And just let it start to sink. Let your body start to sink into the floor. Nice and heavy. Deep breath in and let it go. Start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Make any other movements that feel good to start waking yourself up. And bringing awareness back into your body. And eventually finding your way back to a seat. And closing your eyes when you get there. Again, if you'd like to sit on something, feel free to sit on something. You can even sit in a chair. And just notice where you are now. Notice what's happening in body, in breath, in thought. And take a nice deep breath in, letting it fall out. Bring the hands to heart center. Either palms pressing together or the hands can be on the heart. Just take a moment in gratitude. Grateful that you created a little bit of space for yourself today to practice, to listen into your body and your sensations, your breath. Opportunity to take a little peace in this crazy time. Grounding yourself. And thank your body for supporting you in your practice and in everything it does for you. Namaste.